A former Trump official is making waves in one of this year's crucial Battleground Senate races, one that could determine whether Republicans win control of the Senate from Democrats. Republican Nevada Senate candidate Jeff Gunter, the former U.S. ambassador to Iceland, announced on Tuesday that his campaign would be ramping up ahead of the state's June 11th primary by launching a multi-million-dollar ad campaign that will run in all major television markets from Las Vegas to Reno. It will also include radio and digital advertising, as well as texting. The $3.3 million buy, which includes an ad praising Gunter as 110% pro-Trump, comes as a major challenge to Gunter's primary opponent, former U.S. Army officer Sam Brown. A number of national Republicans, including the National Republican Senatorial Committee, the group tasked with winning a majority for the GOP, have already backed Brown. Gunter touted his belief in America First policies, his support for former President Donald Trump, and that he was the only candidate capable of defeating incumbent Democrat Sen. Jackie Rosen in the November general election during an interview with Fox News Digital ahead of the buy announcement. It's quite simple. If not now, when? And the reality is, if not me, who else? Gunter, a dermatologist, said as he referenced his decades of experience treating patients in Nevada and his time serving as a diplomat overseas. We have people pouring over our border. We have kids dying of fentanyl. We have crime in the streets. We have chaos around the world internationally. Can I just sit back at home and do nothing given the depth and breadth of experience and who I am? And the answer is absolutely not, he said. Gunter detailed how he, prior to being nominated by Trump for the ambassador role in 2018, was a disaffected Democrat, and compared that experience to the late former President Ronald Reagan's famous line, "I didn't leave the Democratic Party, the Democratic Party left me." For me, that process started after 9/11s. We saw extreme left-wing progressives were taking over the Democrat Party. It is not a party that someone like John F. Kennedy would be a part of. It's become a bunch of radical progressives that are leaning and pushing a Marxist agenda, and there is no doubt about that, Gunter said. Gunter faces a crowded Republican primary field that most notably includes Brown, veteran Air Force pilot Tony Grady, and former State Assemblyman Jim Marchant, among a number of others. To become the party's nominee in November, Gunter says to look no further than the support he gives his old boss. If you look at my campaign, I'm 110% supportive of Donald Trump. Look at his policies. Look what he's done. Look at the 1% inflation and 3.5% unemployment. No endless wars, stability around the world, closing our border, stopping crime, giving us the greatest tax cut ever in American history, and really unifying so many of us around those amazing America First principles. It's very Reagan-esque, Gunter said. We have a newfound patriotism with President Trump, and also a newfound common sense. So much of what President Trump says is just plain common sense. And that was really the wisdom that Ronald Reagan imparted to us during the Reagan Revolution. And that's what we saw also during the Trump years as well, he added. Should Gunter become the Republican nominee, he will have to face another challenging obstacle in his path to the Senate, one that has escaped Nevada Republicans in recent election cycles, ousting a Democrat incumbent. The party came close to defeating incumbent Democrat Sen. Catherine Cortez Masto with former Nevada Attorney General Adam Laxalt in 2022, but ultimately fell less than 8,000 votes short. One of the great advocates that I have for me winning the U.S. Senate is Joe Biden. He's an absolute complete 100% disaster, he said before adding that Republicans also needed to aggressively pursue ballot harvesting and beat Democrats at their own game. When people look to Jackie Rosen, rubber stamp Rosen, 93% voting supporting Joe Biden. That's not good for Nevada, it's not good for America. That voting creates the inflation that we've had, creates the instability around the world, creates wars that are just endless, whether it's in Ukraine or the Middle East, he said. Her votes and her support of Joe Biden help me and help all of us put America First policies forward. But we take back not only the White House with Donald Trump, but we take back the Senate with a big red wave coming out of Nevada and going across the country.